Yes, sir. My Trekker, back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be breaking down some mysterious videos that'll leave you puzzled. But before we hop into that, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run the numbers up on the algorithm. You don't even gotta think about it later. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button too. Sub up, join the family. This is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period. With that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Oh, did you see it? Oh my God.
I'm not too familiar with birth control implants, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be lighting up like a Christmas tree.
I snuck my phone because I didn't know what the outside world was saying. And so I snuck my phone to see what people were saying. I've just been in this hospital and I couldn't get my mind around it. I had a stroke. I'm in perfect shape. The clone me.
Yes.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers are trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these. And then I saw me walk into my room, but I'm white. So I see the white me.
But he had a Caesar too? Just
Not
like
all that, the white me.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention.
Yeah.
And no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it. They trying to clone me. This is all the thing. And so the next morning I was out of my bed. I was standing there like Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park. I was like, what the and Dave was like, what's up, Fox? I said, what's up, Fox? I said, I know what's up. You're trying to clone me. I saw the white clone. And I know why you're trying to clone me. You make me white because I'll sell better overseas and all this other kind of So they had to call like my psychiatrist. I had a psychiatrist on board and I'm sitting in this moment. It's your conspiracy theory. Yes. And when the psychiatrist says, are you all right? And I says, am I all right or am I all white? I saw what happened yesterday. I saw a mother trying to get the white mother Jamie Foxx and it ain't gonna happen. So he just calmly goes, I think we're gonna lower your dosage.
The fact that he even has to question if he was cloned or not means that there might be some validity to it. I don't know if this is the real Jamie Foxx or Jamie Raccoon at this point.
Is it alive? Oh, Renee. Renee. Is that?
I don't know what species of fish this is, but it looks like it's popping his head out to tell you about your car's extended warranty.
Remember the sitcom Married with Children from the 80s and 90s? Because I saw an ad last night that they're selling jerseys in the TikTok shop that he used to wear in that show. So I went and looked it up, and sure enough, that is the jersey he would always wear for Polk High, number 33. If you think it's a coincidence that he wore number 33, is it also a coincidence how in the show his last name is Bundy? Because Bundy is one of the 13 bloodlines. I'm going to go ahead and cast my vote now that it's not a coincidence. Just like in the old show I Love Lucy, you of course had Lucy, you had Fred and Ethel, and let's not forget Ricky. Anyone who's familiar with the show, if you also recall, he used to say Babalu, because Babalu had to do with the Afro-Cuban religion. Not that when he would sing the song, he was paying a tribute to an Afro-Cuban god. Probably not her real name either, considering it's Lucy Ball. Lucy means light. Lucifer is known as the light bringer or light bearer. And although the spelling is different, you also have Ball. I'm going to vote not a coincidence again on this one.
Either this guy is the final boss of overthinking or this is another case of occult symbolism hidden in plain sight, because I feel like when it comes to TV shows or movies, nothing is random. Everything that makes it on screen is very well thought out and intentional.
Y'all thinking you're slick? I found ya. You know what there's an army sign right by here, by the way. Just telling you what this place is. This is the army using frequency weapons on our mines in the middle of Granite City, Illinois. So this is called Shoto Island. All these doors are locked. I can't get in. So I can't tell you exactly what's going on inside these places, but ChatGPT led me here on some weird stuff. I don't trust ChatGPT, but I believe God can use what the devil has meant for bad to expose his tactics. And it's telling me there's doing something called a Stargate here. It says the army has frequency weapons And look, it led me here to some weird antennas. So can you say it's wrong? I don't know.
These could be normal radio towers that the Army uses for communications, but all those cloud seeding lines above it paint a completely different picture. This might be connected to HARP.
Why the sky is purple? Why?
Whatever it is, it looks like the light is coming from inside the cloud, so maybe there's a drone or some sort of orb causing this. I also wouldn't be surprised if this is the new geoengineering program that had the rain looking like grape Robitussin the other day.
The largest piece of lab-grown chicken, complete with artificial veins, was grown by scientists in Japan using a new method. The researchers made a bioreactor that functioned like a circulatory system by using 50 hollow fibers acting like veins to distribute nutrients and oxygen to the meat. The 2.7-inch wide piece of chicken was not made using food-grade materials.
If it didn't come from an actual chicken, they shouldn't be allowed to call these chicken nuggets. This is more like chicken concentrate.
I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but what they've done now is genuinely insane. If you're like most people, you probably at some point have thought about the possibility of living in a futuristic civilization, or the possibility of never actually dying. The reality of literally being forever young and being able to live as an immortal. Of course, not real though. Time catches up with us and we're all gone at the end of the day. But maybe we're not. So I've seen quite a lot of people talking about this recently, and it is genuinely blown my mind, and will you as well. But it's come out recently that if you can survive until 2050, you might be able to live forever, as they will have a cure for death. Believe it or not, there is actually a research company developing this technology, which is believed to be these little nanobots which will go into your body, into your bloodstream. Every day, 24/7, they'll be performing checkups on your body to make sure everything's running in order. If it's not, I guess phase 1 will be go to the doctor or the hospital. Eventually it will be so powerful that it will be able to cure you itself. This would annihilate GPs and doctors, and of course the entire medical industry. But how the hell would this actually work? Look, today, 178,000 people already born. That's Earth's population. And already today, that many people have gone. Imagine this population growth every single day, but no one dies. We would not be able to cope. Which most likely means there'd be other systems in place that we probably don't even want to know about. It is crazy. I'm not sure how they're going to develop this, but as always, I'll keep you updated.
These nanobots might be able to keep you alive, but they're not going to reverse the aging process. You're going to be at your 185th birthday looking like a corpse.
Basketball.
Wait, is that it making a noise? Hold on.
Yeah.
They need to stop with the GMOs. A watermelon shouldn't be breathing heavy like it just got done running the Boston Marathon.
What if I told you Coral Gables is on the cutting edge of AI implementation, and these random poles are the future of smart cities? This right here is known as Ekin Spotter, and these are AI-powered poles that were installed in 2021, and these poles stand on key intersections like Alhambra Circle and Ponce de Leon Boulevard. So what makes these poles so special? And they provide free internet, real-time surveillance for public safety. They track speed and red light compliance. They monitor air quality, noise, and weather, and process data on site for quick insight and action. Once the data is collected, it flows to the Community Intelligence Center and the Emergency Operations Center. And Coral Gables Smart City Hub offers public access, promoting transparency and community engagement. Now, what do you think of Coral Gables' implementation of AI-powered technology, and what does this mean for the future of smart cities across the United States? Drop in the comments down below, and if you enjoy this type of content, what are you waiting for? Give me a follow.
And they tell us these poles track speed and weather just so we can sleep at night. I feel like the real purpose is for pure surveillance.
So, now I was eating my fruit roll-up. And, okay, let me turn off the flash. Do you guys see this? What the is in my fruit roll-up? What the is that? Ew, I just ate like... Is that mold? But like, I turn on the flash and like, I mean, you can... Yeah, you can see, but it doesn't taste bad. I don't know, I'm not gonna eat it anymore.
This looks exactly like bacteria cultures in a petri dish. I'm glad she noticed it, because if she would have ate this, she would have had to get her stomach pumped.
Fine. We've done this very, very quietly, but we're glad to now release it to the world. is this idea of Tesla-phoresis, which is a discovery we made several years ago, and we've been developing it.
Pause it there. What you're looking at right here is you see the blue light and the red light, and you see like what looks like little magnetically charged things. Like, watch this. Okay, here we go. You got your red light, you got your blue light. Now watch. Okay, what's going on is that Tesla-phoresis, what's going on is that energy is grabbing those little particles and it's turning them into like a cable. Like, instead of running some wiring, like, you know, if I wanted to wire up a house, I'd roll up some wire, run it up the walls, and I would connect it where I wanted to connect to switches and all that. That's all you do. But that's the same thing, but it's done with light. Tesla-phoresis. And so you just have to get that little granulated metal stuff into a system. And then once it's in the system, you could hook it up to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 5, and the letter I just said. And then once that's in your body, you're done.
Like he said, we already have the infrastructure in place to turn these into bioweapons, so I want to know what these are actually going to be used for. I highly doubt it's just to light up some LED diodes.
Warning, if you scare easy, this made my stomach drop. So once again, I could have gone my whole life without y'all telling me there's something behind me. In every single one of my videos is the one where I get flowers, no note. I thought that's what the TikTok was about, but apparently there is someone, something standing behind me in the doorway. I decided I'm going to screen record myself screenshotting the doorway, playing around with the settings. This is what I found.
If I was her, I would have moved the same day I discovered this. It looks like the ghost of handsome Squidward is haunting her house. If you capture an unidentified craft landing on camera and you don't sprint across the field for the close-up, that's a missed opportunity.
Remember we talked about demons possessing AI? Yes. Have you heard this new thing happening? It's the freakiest thing ever. What? Chat GPT users are developing bizarre illusions. Listen to this. So one man claimed AI helped him, quote, recover childhood memories that experts say never happened. Another began to worship Chat GPT, believing it was a divine messenger. A viral Reddit user declared themselves a spiral star child, convinced that AI revealed their cosmic destiny. In some cases, users claimed AI validated decisions like abandoning their families and hearing voices in radio waves.
I don't think these people are going crazy. I think it's just opening yourself up to something.
But apparently people are getting like weird visions involved with their AI. It's really creepy.
I mean, even from a psychological standpoint though, you ever like doom scrolling and then you're thinking, hey, I should go get something. And then it's like the next ad in your feed. You're like, I didn't say that one out loud.
Yeah, dude.
I think they've already got our programming so dialed.
Yeah. I mean, I was so creeped out when I asked it to list off everything it thinks it knows about me and how crazy accurate it was. And I don't give it any like personal information about my life.
It learns.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared by this technology, but when I was in middle school, I had one of those electronic game things of 20 questions.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how does it know this?
That was weird.
It's that type of stuff. It's deduction. There's got to be levels of reading that it can do that we have no way to understand it.
AI is still in the early stages of development and it's already got people worshiping it. So imagine 10 years from now, it's going to be an entire Chat GPT religion. If I go outside and see a cloud seeding plane making the shape of a pentagram, I'm going back inside. I'm not trying to be poisoned and cursed.
So
I was curious the other day and found this online. McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up every day. So I started asking myself, where are all these cows coming from? Is there some secret super ranch hidden underground? Are they growing cows in labs, cloning meat behind closed doors? People laugh it off, but think, when was the last time you even saw a cow farm big enough to supply this madness? And don't say imported beef, because even globally, the numbers don't add up smooth. And look, I'm not saying it ain't real meat. I'm just asking the question no one wants to. What the hell are we eating? Because if it ain't cows, then what is it? Remember, I'm not insinuating anything. I am simply asking a question.
6.5 million burgers daily is about 3,000 cows, which I guess is feasible, but I still want to send a Big Mac in for testing because I don't trust that McMystery meat.
Guys, look at this. Man, excuse my language, but look at this. My whole house, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. My whole house. Everywhere. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, y'all. This is crazy. Crazy. Crazy, man. Lord God, this is nuts. They're all over me. Termites all over me. This is crazy, y'all.
He might as well transfer the mortgage into their name because this is their house now.
I was recently made aware of how much the grocery industry is spying on us. And I gotta be honest, I didn't believe it when I first heard it. Like, I was talking to a buddy about it and he was like, no, seriously, they're spying on us. So I did some research into it and he was 100% right. Like, it's wild. Like, a great example of this is a store I've never shopped at called Kroger. And again, I haven't not shopped at Kroger because I hate them or anything. I just never had one in my area. But apparently they have like alternative profit divisions that are solely focused on monetizing our personal information, like monetizing all the customer data they've actually taken in. And wildly enough, they've made more than $1 billion from this. A grocery store made $1 billion from monetizing your information. Like, this is a store that profits like $3.5 billion a year. And 1/3 of that comes from monetizing our information. And another thing I learned was, like, you know those little digital price things? Like, instead of having the paper one, they got a digital one. Did you know that's there so they can, like, change the prices in real time based upon the traffic patterns in the store? Like, they will change it in real time if more people are in the store. Like, that's so fucked up, I almost kind of respect it. And even wilder, Kroger has this thing called an edge shelf, which is developed with Microsoft, which will actually facially recognize you, determine your like age and gender and things like that, and then adjust prices based upon what the AI thinks you'd be willing to pay for something. Like, that's nuts. Like, I expected to see this type of technology in like CIA facilities or embassies, but in a grocery store? Look, I gotta be real. I'm never going in a Kroger. Like, I probably was never going to because I got Publix, but yeah, I'm avoiding Kroger like the plague now.
I feel like Kroger might be the only grocery store doing this right now, but once the other grocery stores see that this is profitable, they're going to follow suit and do the same exact thing.
This is satellite dish technology that I took off my roof that had been up there. We used the internet through that dish about 10 years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And I'm going to show you, I saved it because one day I was like, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to tear this circuit board apart. And I bet I'm going to find something super interesting. Well, just to show you that is what's used. See the connector right there? This is the coaxial cable connector that's used in the 5G industry. It's used in this quote unquote satellite industry, and it's used in the cable television industry, of course. So let me just show you this box. This is the brains of that old satellite dish. So you can see here, there's the electronics on the inside. And I'm going to show you something crazy that I uncovered just a few weeks ago when I opened this up. When I opened up this side, look at this. Look at that right there. ISIS with the all-seeing eye right in the satellite equipment. And I looked up that company, ISIS Technology, and they produce satellite technology. And by the way, just so you know, and one day I'm going to have to come out with this because I've investigated this for many, many years. This quote unquote satellites aren't satellites. They're high altitude drone balloons that are all linked up with each other through laser guidance systems up somewhere between 25 and 50 kilometers in altitude. Now they've got to be above planes. They've got to be above the chemtrail planes and all that, but they are up there and they are balloons. And this company makes the stacks that go up on those balloons that are supposedly satellite equipment. But you can see right there, look at that. Now, again, you can see the coaxial cable right there. So this is not having anything to do with cable television. This is not a cable television connector, but it did use the coaxial cable to hook up to the box that came into the house that we used to get our internet through. So they've been watching us. See that? They've been watching us all along. These companies, you should look into these companies that make this equipment. It's like the media. They're all owned by the same people at the very top.
This is a very interesting logo choice for a company that makes satellite components. You know you're getting spied on if you see the all-seeing eye.
All right, if you do one thing today, you need to show your grandparents and you need to show every single boomer that you know or that's in your life this video.
Stunning development. Canada has declared war on the United States. Let's go to Joe Braxton, who is live at the border.
I'm currently at the border, but there is no war. Mom, Dad, I know this looks kind of real, but it's all AI.
Grandpa, I'm fine. This is just AI. You don't need to wire money to anyone. I am not in love with you. And I do not need your money for a plane ticket. I am AI.
This fake moon landing footage isn't classified. It's AI.
You're probably wondering how I got rich with crypto. The truth is, I didn't get rich off crypto. I don't even exist.
You might be able to tell this is fake now, but it's gonna keep getting better.
We're all AI. There could be aliens, but I'm not one of them. I'm AI. An herbal supplement did not cure my cancer. I'm not even real.
Uncle Fred, the government has not been taken over by lizard people.
You don't need to send us
Uncle Fred.
$5,000 in gift cards because you missed jury duty.
Grandma, it's not real. It's AI.
It's AI. It's AI.
If this was all generated by AI, pretty soon you won't be able to tell what's real or what's fake at all. My grandparents would definitely get scammed by this.
I don't know what the is that in the sky, but is that seeing what I'm seeing? It's like, what the is that? Ken, what the is that? This is just chilling here.
Just based on the color of the light that they're emitting, I want to say that these are either orbs or plasmoids.
So we're out here catching crappie, me and Jordan. Look at this. There's so much static's in the air.
It's starting to hurt.
This much static electricity usually means an impending lightning strike, so they're lucky they're not sleeping with the fishes right now.
Is this the 2018 U.S. Navy patent for laser technology that you're talking about?
Correct. There's a patent for the Space and Naval Warfare Systems Center Pacific, where they are using laser plasma technology to project holographic images that would project sort of a type of unidentified flying object in the sky. And as you know, a lot of people, especially military personnel, are seeing these tic-tac shapes or UFOs in the sky. But a lot of times the appearance seems to be grainy. We don't see where they land. We don't see where they take off. And so if there was actually a laser image projecting a hologram, that could not only explain those factors, it could also explain the fact that a lot of these images seem to be able to move in a very erratic fashion that defy our laws of physics.
It kind of sounds like Project Bluebeam might be the next conspiracy theory to come true. They got the patents for it.
What are some of the big things, in particular in Missouri, that you found that were really interesting?
The things they found in Missouri are crazy. They found, Egyptian ruins, cities full of pyramids, but they're building that beautiful bridge there in St. Louis that crosses the Mississippi. And when they were running the pylons, they're blowing the rock and they blast their way into a tunnel. And they found a whole city with paved streets, carved stone, fountains, completely buried with a roof over its head. That seems absolutely absurd. That to me is far from absurd, and that in almost all states that you find with mining especially, or well digging, that they run into buried cities. And this is all over. Farmers are digging a well, they hit a city. Like, how do you explain that? And when you dig deep enough, you go, okay, this has happened several times. Like, yeah, of course there are ruins everywhere, but here's the kicker. It's cities built on cities on cities.
Maybe the elite are like, the best way to bury something is to absolutely dominate it and cement it over and put skyscrapers there and all that stuff.
Wipe it clean, yeah.
How many cities buried underneath other cities do we have to discover before we realize that the history books they gave us in school are just as factual as green eggs and ham?
Breaking unfortunate news. The World Health Assembly adopts historic pandemic agreement to make the world more equitable and safer from future pandemics. I thought they had already overplayed the pandemic card, but I guess there's more around the corner. So reading the caption here, it says that the World Health Organization heralded it as a historic pandemic agreement to make the world more equitable and safer. Its implications are far more sobering. The agreement consolidates authority over global health emergencies into a centralized structure, paving the way for what many see as unelected medical authoritarianism. It codifies the UN's One Health agenda, which merges human, animal, and environmental health into a single globally managed framework. What does that sound like to you? Sounds like a one world, you know what?
The WHO having full control over pandemic safety protocols might actually be more terrifying than a potential pandemic.
I just learned something that's probably really illegal for them to do, but she doesn't want to talk about it. She worked for a specific mining company, and her role was to uncover indigenous artifacts and blanket them.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, what? Like, will you come on the podcast and tell me that? She's like, no, I cannot. Damn, so you guys are digging for whatever mineral, I can't tell you. But then they're going into caves and they're looking for these artifacts to see if there was, you know, any kind of mobs around the area that would influence them to not want to dig, which is weird. Because, like, if they kept those artifacts there, they started digging, it's a gold mine. It makes so much money, billions and billions of dollars. And then say somebody stumbles past some artifacts, that's their land. Why are you digging there? You didn't ask permission. You owe us. Mining companies don't want that to happen.
Covering up the discovery of ancient artifacts for money is capitalism in a nutshell.
Oh, is it just me, or is everything getting smaller? Like, this thing is tiny. Like, what the hell?
I know shrinkflation is bad, but a Whopper Jr. used to be at least twice this size. This is a Whopper the third. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.